Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. This is going to be one of our most listened to episodes of the season. I am sure of it, Tosh, because this is a topic we've touched on before, but it's a new guest.
Yes, exactly. And we are getting closer and closer to the summer tourism season. So we're very excited that we have a brand new tourism minister to welcome to the show today. Today, we're bringing on our Minister of Tourism, Tammy Scott-Wallace. Tammy, thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate being invited to join you today and to talk about the province. And obviously, there's all kinds of a lot of exciting things happening in the province despite the COVID situation we're in. I don't think we expected to be having a conversation going into this summer where we're saying we're going to have to stay close to home. But anyway, here we are, and we're going to make the best of it, hopefully for the last time.
Well, you know what? I think everyone just had such a fantastic time last year embracing the idea of staycation that there are so many cool places that we didn't get to that we needed another summer, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling myself in my head.
You don't have to convince me, because I'm kind of always up for anything anyway. And so, I have two teenage kids, but this has really been, since they were little, we've really made, big adventures out of the tiniest things. So really I'm okay with this. And I'm okay that people are, being reintroduced to their province and they're, loving those moments. And I'm hoping what that really does mean is, because we're being reacquainted in a way, we'll build habits around visiting these places. And we're sharing so many ideas, through social media, especially, last year when we saw Mount Carlton receive just a ridiculous amount of traffic. That was because people were there visiting and they were sharing. And so everyone took off to Mount Carlton the following weekend. I mean, it's just how it really went. And so that is good news for our operators.
Yes, I think that kind of snowball effect was so interesting to watch roll out last year. I know in your backyard there, the Sussex Bluffs, I had heard about that trail for years and I kept meaning to go, and then all of a sudden everyone knew, and the two times I tried to go there were so many cars. I was like, this is fantastic, but I'm gonna wait another day.
Exactly. I think someone on village council in Sussex Corner just this week, when I was talking to him, he said he was up there and counted 100 cars. I can't even imagine, because we've always hiked the bluff and with the kids, or it's just kind of a manageable hike with the most beautiful view once you get to the top. And so it's kind of incredible when, these places, I guess there's a good and bad to that, right? Because the local people who were used to going there and never seeing another soul, when there's 100 people on that trail, that's a lot of bodies.
There's a lot of bodies. So we're going to get into the more technical tourism-y stuff in a bit, but let's stay on that. Let's have you pick your favorite thing, like in your Sussex region, about that area, but then also what's your favorite thing in New Brunswick?
Okay, well, I wondered if you were going to ask me that. And it really depends it depends on the day, Tosh, because there's times when, I'm the type, I'm not a super early. Of course I'm an early riser because I'm a working woman. So you know how early those days are. And, but I don't wake up to see the sunset. I kind of will like to lounge around with a coffee a bit and make my way. But again, we're always up for something. I grew up in Belle Isle, so very, very small place. But I guess it's very often, and I live in Sussex now. So, usually if I'm in the vicinity, my idea of a good time, my kids grew up with my purse being full of drinking boxes and cheese strings, and we would just go and we'd find something. And that could be visiting, having a picnic by the covered bridge. There's so many of them around the Sussex region, especially. If you go down Belle Way on the bay, there's the longest running cable ferry, you know, there's the Belle Bay ferry. And sometimes for kids, just a trip across the ferry is exciting, you know. So we would be, so these are little, you know, little adventures. I'm sorry that you're getting sound from these pop-ups if that's happening, but okay. But so, well, you mentioned the bluff in the Sussex area. We've discovered, certainly the past year, more waterfalls. There's a tremendous amount of waterfalls in the area. Sussex area, probably a very popular waterfall for us to visit would be Quiddy Falls. It's kind of, if you go towards, if you leave Sussex past Pulley Mountain and out past Waterford, you park your car and you walk in, and it's the most, you know, incredible falls to visit. So we love to do that. We love to hike those bluffs. We love to, you know, there's another little, it's an easier walk in sometimes after supper. We'll go out. There's a little, probably a 10-15 minute walk off the highway on the main highway from Sussex to Fredericton. You walk in and there's a beautiful waterfall in there. So it's kind of, I really love those little adventures the most. And I think maybe the kids have grown to love those. You know, as far as, now of course, St. Martin's is in my riding, and I don't, you know, I can't speak enough, of course, about St. Martin's and our Fundy Trail, which is right there. And so I'm so blessed to be the minister, but also MLA of that area. So if people have not experienced that Fundy Trail, they have absolutely got to go there this summer. Last year, it was so busy there. I mean, we had, goodness, well, we saw numbers never before quite like that, and that's because people were out and enjoying doing exactly what we were asking them to do, and that was explore and be, right? So beyond that, we are incredibly big campers in my family. I've always raised the kids to be outdoors camping, and you know, we've expanded over the years from a tent to now a trailer, but we've always enjoyed that. I grew up with camping, largely on Grand Lake. So we will spend a lot of our summer on Grand Lake this summer camping. And we will tour our provincial parks. Some of them, you know, we always, without fail, every summer, visit King's Landing and Le Pays de la Seguin. I like the kids to have that bit of a cultural difference or to experience that. But we will visit those parks. I was in Campbellton, skied Sugarloaf at the end of the winter, and promised that I would be back to stay, you know, to see the summer tourism. So many things. I could talk forever, obviously.
It's okay, because I'm making notes.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry. Yes, no, I got to do all these things. Yeah.
I think mentioning the provincial parks, that's not something that we got into very deeply on the podcast last year when we were focusing on summer staycation ideas. And there are some incredible provincial parks in New Brunswick. And I know before the pandemic, my family had a tradition of going to Ontario to visit friends of ours. And every time we drive through, like from Woodstock up through Edmundston, some of the parks that you can even see from the highway, I'm just like, what is that place? That's amazing. We are so lucky. And then you have like the mountain regions, and then you have lakes, and then you have like Murray Beach Provincial Park out towards us here. Like, it's just absolutely incredible.
And we know that our provincial parks it's not a place that, these aren't places that we're making money at. I mean, these are assets. We are so lucky to have these spots, and sometimes, you know, when it comes to our our destinations, I guess. We just appreciate how much green space we have, and we know that we we have to hold on to them and we have to enhance them, and without putting zip lines through everything. And there's nothing wrong with zip lines, absolutely, but these are settings where New Brunswickers, they really take a lot of ownership over these, over our parks, our provincial parks, and we have. I mean, I don't think if people don't visit our parks, they don't truly appreciate what they do offer, and it is that consistent experience. And I think last year, people really did get a taste of like campers, our New Brunswick campers, and I had it scribbled down, my number here somewhere, but our provincial campers last year, it was up. So again, I wrote it down here because it was, like a 47% increase in 2020 in our New Brunswickers who camped. And so that's a boatload of people who are getting out and for the first time, and maybe not the first time, but just something that they hadn't done for a while. And we saw that, we heard that from our trailer sales and our tent sales. I mean, people just kind of went crazy, so that is really, really positive. All of our parks will open on May 21st. And so, but to put in perspective on what kind of summer we could be expecting, we have the very first day we opened reservations in February. So we were well ahead of Nova Scotia and other provinces. So we opened our reservations in February. And on that first day, we had $30,000 sitting in the bank from reservations. I mean, people were just pouncing on that, reservation site and to book their campsites. So we're going to see an awful lot of camping this summer. People enjoying those opportunities to explore. Last year, we saw that 73% increase over the year before just at the Fundy Trail Parkway alone. So we're going to see a lot of traffic there, I expect. Just, and I don't know what's going to happen with Mount Carlton, because last year they had 34,000 visitors, and the highest in almost forever, or in a very long time. So I don't know. It's going to be exciting to see what happens, and we're going to hear more about those off the beaten path type experiences that we all got to experience last year.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing. Sorry to cut you off, but people that are from here, they always spent their summers in PEI or spent their summers in Nova Scotia. So many people didn't get a chance to explore their own province. And then last summer looked around and went, whoa, wait a second. Like, what is this gem that I'm living in? Because you have the ocean, but then you have the lakes, and you have Mount Carlton, you have mountains to climb, or Caledonia Mountain down in Fundy. I think a lot of people really had their minds blown. I know when Fundy, how long ago was it? Just a few weeks ago, when they opened up their reservations, I had a girlfriend of mine who jumped right on at 8:00 when she was supposed to. Mm-hmm. And there was already 2,500 people ahead of her in line to book sites. Now, I know that's Canada wide, but still, that's a lot of people that are booking already. And I just think that that's so fantastic. And it is kudos to your incentive program as well, right?
Yeah, no, that is an excellent program, and we'll be announcing when people can, people will certainly be saving their receipts this summer and getting that 20% rebate through the Explore NB program. That was hugely popular beyond what we had expected even last year. And so we want to continue that this year. That was good money for our operators, and they needed it so desperately, for parent, you're both moms, and so sometimes that 20% makes the difference on whether or not you spend the night at the hotel or not.
Absolutely.
You might go for the day, and then you say, well, if I can get 20% back, then that's almost, you're just doing a little extra because of it. And so that was good. Very good.
Yeah, it's a fantastic program. And I think it's going to be so fascinating this summer to see all the people who have decided to make New Brunswick their home get out and explore. All these people that are moving here right now, that, they know that they're coming for reasons that include all of this fabulous nature and history and culture that we have. But for them to really get out and live it for this first summer is going to be so exciting to watch.
It is, I just, as you're saying that, and I think of the media influencers that I don't think people realize as a department, as a tourism department, we're always reaching out and connecting to our media influencers. Last year we had like a dozen in the Maritimes. We knew we had to focus closer to home, and they had, collectively, I think 187,000 followers. But those, we're always making pitches to travel magazines, and we're always working to try to spread the news. And it has been challenging because our audiences are so much smaller. There's no point in promoting New Brunswick in Europe right now. So we're kind of focusing. We got some great what we were laughing about as within the department is the need for, we were ordering up dog poop bags with Explore NB and like hand sanitizer to go inside the poop bag container that said Explore NB, dog treats Explore NB, because there are so many of our influencers who take pictures with their dogs. So we're sending them all scarves with Explore NB because that's, there's our dogs play a big part in our outdoor experiences, for some of our influencers. So it was just kind of a funny touch sending these little merch packs or whatever to these guys to try to get some attention. But great place to explore. If you're in New Brunswick and if you have a pet, then absolutely that's a dream, right? How do you travel with your dog if you're not spending a lot of time outside, in campgrounds and hiking and all of that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's too funny. The poop bags, that makes me laugh.
Yeah, no.
Awesome. How do I get some of those for Paisley?
Well, that's it. I'm like, oh man, I have a dog that poops. So
yeah, I was in the department and I said, is it okay if I take, I really wanted to take home this bag of dog treats, right? Whoever has enough. And so anyway, I was allowed, which I appreciated. I went home to the kids as if I had just won the lottery. It's like, look what I got at work today. But it's very, very fun. Very fun.
It's the small things, eh?
It is. Who doesn't love something free, It's like, and any adventure is fun if there's food involved. So I always say that to the kids. We I don't care if I'm eating a peanut butter sandwich by a covered bridge or if I'm, eating like takeout fish and chips, whatever it is. It's all of these little things that just feel like summer in New Brunswick, and I'm just so looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm already like salivating, waiting for like the first fried clams on the beach.
Yeah. Where do you get those, Jenna?
My favorite so far has been Aboiteau.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Fabulous.
Yeah. Yeah. And it works out really well because the kids like the hot dogs there.
Yeah.
So if they go for the hot dogs, I go for the fried clams, eat dinner on the beach.
But when they get older, they want, they out eat you, right? So I have an 18-year-old, he just turned 18, so grade 12 year old son, grade 12. And so he's getting the big meals now, right? So you don't eat anywhere anymore. The kids get the hot dogs and the French fries and the parents get the real good stuff. But that has all,
Yeah, that's coming. We're slowly easing into that with our eldest right now just stopped ordering, like off the kids menu. She wants the proper menu. And, she's starting to borrow my clothes and my shoes.
I would always say to the kids, you can order from the menu, the big menu, but everybody's drinking water. Sometimes those drinks make the difference when you're trying to make it a little more affordable, right? So it knocks $20 off if you're not all getting
That's
whatever.
very true.
Yeah. Anyway, it's funny stuff. You were talking about the beach though, and I was just thinking of Parley Beach this summer, which of course is close to where you are, and we do have a few things. I'm really excited about the summer at Parley because they're putting this accessible comfort station there. I guess I really haven't told anyone that, but it's really great for like it's a comfort station and play structure for people in wheelchairs, which is amazing if you have children in wheelchairs. But they also we've purchased this wheelchair that is, well, it's basically a wheelchair beach chair, you know, and you can wheel onto that. You know how hard it is. I'll say as a mom, I only know as a mom, but a mom or a dad, my husband's been through it too, but you're trying to push things onto all of that sand. And so therefore you plant yourself really close to the steps so that you don't have to try to navigate all of that in wheels. But anyway, this is a wheelchair that will travel on the through the beach sand. So we're excited to have some touches there this summer that will be better for families with children, especially with disabilities.
I'm so excited to hear that. I know so many families that are going to be just thrilled at the idea that we have a properly accessible beach. Because it is. When we think of accessibility, we don't always understand how tricky that is to get true accessibility, and to have that at the beach is fantastic.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, unfortunately, Minister, we are running out of time. So before we go, how can people find information about the incentive program for the summer? And maybe where's your website and your social medias so that people can follow along with what's going on in New Brunswick?
Well, yeah, there's, if you want to rent or book a site for camping, you can go to our nbparks.ca site. So that'll allow you to book your sites. Our tourism website, or our gnb.ca, and then you go to tourism, but that's going to have all of your information on the Explore NB program, different places to visit. You're going to see, opportunities for, with our covered bridges are listed, and our ferries are listed, and different, festivals and events. We know there's not a lot of festivals, but all of those things are going to be there for you to plan your staycation in New Brunswick this summer. And hopefully everyone just has a fabulous summer in New Brunswick.
We hope so as well. And we are sure, given last year, that this year is just going to be incredible for everyone.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Good. Thank you both so very much. I've had a great time.